Welcome to the PSL once again. You did feature for Quetta in the Karachi leg, also now the Abu Dhabi leg. Of course, lots, of course, for at stake for Quetta because right now at the bottom of the table. But of course, you have got great firepower, including yourself in the team. So, what are the plans like? The preparations? Of course, there have been a few challenges, but how do you look forward to now stepping up and maybe bringing Quetta right back in contention?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it's great to just have the tournament continuing. That was obviously, unfortunately, that it happened, but that's the days that we're living in right now. So it's just great to be back, part of the PSL, even in a different country. I've got some good fond memories of Abu Dhabi because we not too long ago we were here with the IPL as well. And yes, I mean we find ourselves in a position in the log where we wouldn't like to be. But also that one or two games towards the end of the competition, I felt that we started playing our best cricket. Also, all the teams have changed a lot. So even the teams that are looking strong at the top of the table would have a lot of changes in their teams because of COVID and availability of overseas players. So it's almost like it's a new tournament that's starting on the 9th. I think this is the first game of June. So for us, what's really important is how, unfortunately, we can't start slow. We have to start in a winning way where we hit the ground running in the first game. And then sport is, it's crazy when you get a bit of momentum on your side. So it's really crucial that we start the competition well.
Thank you very much, Maf. All the best.
Thank you.
Moisha Saab, if you can start asking the questions, and then I'll pass it on to others.
Okay. Hi, Fof. My question is a bit related to this one. What do you think are the strong points of Gladiators going into the remaining PSL matches? Because, you know, they are a bit behind to the other franchise teams on the table. And my second question is about the coming T20 World Cup. Which team do you think is favorite, or if you could name a few teams that can pose challenge to others in the coming T20 World Cup? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the first question, I think certainly what we, in the first half of the tournament, what I felt, we either batted really well or we bowled really well. So it was only the last game where we could put it together and put a complete performance. I thought the way that our spinners bowled together was something that really excited me and probably was missing in the first couple of matches, just that firepower through the middle with wrist spinners. I think that's a real weapon in T20 cricket. Obviously, we haven't got one. Quai's not available for this half of the tournament, but there's some other spinners in the team that we can maximize to get the best of. So I think really it's trying to use that to your advantage. None of the teams has played in Abu Dhabi, so it's not conditions that the team would know very well. So it's important for guys like myself to share the experience on the ground that we've played here quite a bit at. And then your second part of your question, yeah, it's interesting. A T20 World Cup, obviously the shorter the format, you feel like there's more teams that can have a chance. But over a campaign or a season, you always feel like the most experienced team I really always back. So if I look at teams that have some real good experience and firepower in their ranks, you have to look at West Indies. The fact that they've brought back all their players, almost given them a directive to try and be the team that is the first team that won it 3 times. So all of those guys that you wouldn't have seen play much cricket for West Indies, Bravos, Nareens, Russells, those guys will all be back. So it's a hell of a lot of experience that they bring to that T20 side. If you count the amount of T20 caps that is in that side, it's a super experienced side and they cover all bases. So I would say they would be up there. For me, India, the way their T20 cricket sets up at the moment, they've got a lot of experience, but they've also got a lot of they cover all the skill in their departments. They've got a good wrist spinner. They've got some good fast bowlers. They've got really good death bowlers, and then a very explosive batting lineup. So I would say probably right now the two favourites for me would be those two. England, a very successful one-day unit. There's also a very strong team, but I'd probably say those two teams would be my favourites right now.